All right, perfect. So thank you so much for your introduction. It's really nice to meet you all, and it's great to hear about your stories, about where you are coming from, that you have also some new opportunities now coming. And let me then share my screen because I prepared a bit of presentation to show you more about what LinkedIn actually can be, not only as a CV. Usually, people take it either that they just establish it and they have it as CV or like as a business card. However, it's much more than that. So I want to more like work with your mindset in this session, where I want to really investigate even like if you would see it as an opportunity, as an investment asset, because this is what actually LinkedIn is, and you can actually also get the fastest way to your clients if you have a business, or even create around it more opportunities for your career and for what you are currently doing in corporate, because this is also what happened to me. So I will tell you a bit background story. So in 2019, I actually was unemployed, and it was the worst time of my life. For 6 months, I was unemployed, and I didn't even receive one email. I checked all of the society boxes that they wanted me to do so. I'm actually coming from the IT engineering field, and I also have master degree in diplomacy, so I'm not coming from marketing field whatsoever. So all of these things, what I'm going to share with you, is really coming rather from tech field and how I understand LinkedIn as such, rather than actually as a marketer that you should have it, etc. But how this can really help you practically your career. And I'm originally from Czech Republic. 6 years ago, or like 7 years ago, in 2019, when I was unemployed, I actually was in Belgium, where I just finished my IT degree, and I was waiting for employment, and it just didn't come. And therefore, I decided that I need to market my skills, and I will use LinkedIn because it's a professional platform, and I will create my personal brand on it. And it took me actually 1 year by posting on LinkedIn, also like creating my own website. I'm also really creative, so I love drawing. I love to do these things. It's my natural flow. However, in IT, I can really relax because 1+1 = 2. Whereas in creativity, you really need to go outside of the box. You really need to get into your flow, and it's like there is no like 1+1 = 2. So these are like two different fields that I'm like using in my life. I'm like IT, but also creative. And therefore, I used all of this in my personal brand. So, creating really my website, drawing it literally. And then, after 1 year, my dream employer actually came to me on LinkedIn. That time, I was targeting European Commission. I really want to get employed in European Commission because of my diplomatic degree, and my dream actually came true, but in a bit different sense that people might imagine, because European Commission just sent me a DM on LinkedIn saying that they really like what I do on social media, and that they really like my website, and if I can actually provide them my services. And I was like, I didn't think about this to actually establish my company. I was just looking for employment, to climb a corporate ladder, and to get better, to actually get opportunity to put actually like my knowledges into practice. And I was like, yeah, I will actually establish my business. And it actually happened in Belgium. So I was also the first one in my family who ever established business in the foreign country, which was something really new for me. I needed to find accountant. I needed to find like how to pay taxes in Belgium. So it was really like different and difficult for me. And I was always rather like attracting new opportunities, so like really doing things like a really action oriented. So then when I actually didn't know how to navigate the founders way of doing things in Belgium, then I established a network, Brussels Business Network, where I was doing like networking sessions for founders so that I could actually surround myself with other business owners and to change my mindset to be actually better founder. Long story short, right now, 6 years after, I built 1 million plus marketing agency on LinkedIn, which is doing 90% of it just on LinkedIn. And we are helping our clients to create professional professional profiles on their LinkedIn, either if they want to get promotion, if they want to be seen as an authority on this platform, or if they, for example, want to attract more clients. And I will be really like navigating this presentation towards what you said in the introduction, who you really are. So it will be like for both, either like if you are like looking at more like career opportunities, for example, promotions, how you can be seen as a trusted, especially as a woman. Many times in the IT environment, like we are really underestimated, like the rise of our career is not as fast as, for example, for men. So I will be providing you both of these practical things in this presentation, with the side effect, what actually happened to me as a business owner, so that you actually can establish your business then at the end as a side effect of building your LinkedIn profile. So let's kick it off. I just want to ask here, like, do you know actually Alex Hormozy? Do you know this guy? He's like everywhere on social media with like influencer stuff and like how he's doing digital marketing. Does this guy ring a bell for you? Alex Hormozy. Somebody knows him? So this guy is very well known, like in terms of like digital marketing. He's like everywhere, and like most of the founders like kind of admire him. He also is in a Guinness World Record recently for selling his book really fast, and he has also profile on LinkedIn. Why I'm actually speaking about him is because there is something that most of the people don't know about LinkedIn, and many people, they speak about Instagram, they speak, for example, about Facebook, but many founders and owners, they are currently really investing a lot of money in LinkedIn because you can be really specific about who you are targeting. So either if it is like for business or for employment, you can actually target there your, for example, future employer. Like I did, for example, with Commission, you can, for example, find people who are working for Commission, who are working for a specific like a tech industry company, like who are following that specific company, who are working there. You can also find decision makers. So really like people like CEOs or like for example, like supervisors in the specific department where you want to work in. And this can serve you in upgrading your knowledge and like getting into the spheres where it could maybe not be possible before. So this is also like his wife, Layla, who actually helped him then to also get into the Guinness World Record. And there is another guy, which is like a CEO diary. So just somebody knows this guy. I mean, he's very well known like on YouTube with lots of like great insights. And he's like giving a lot of great things on YouTube about like founder's life and how you can actually like upgrade your knowledge, etc. And he's also using LinkedIn pretty much a lot. He has over like 3 million followers on LinkedIn and sharing his knowledge out there. So where we finished is what these guys have in common. So what I actually want to give you here is a knowledge of how you can really use your profile, your LinkedIn profile, to the fullest potential. Like, for example, how they do it. So like to really see that LinkedIn can be your business asset. It can also be your like a really asset in your career, that like people will see you as an authority where you are going, etc. So for example, here you can see like Alex Hormozy's profile, and when you go to the experience, you can also see like his company. However, his company doesn't have that big following as, for example, he has, because we could see that he has like over like 800,000 followers, but his company has only 57,000 followers. So what I want to say here is that like from marketing perspective, we have changed. So there is no longer really a big trust, or like there's no longer a big value behind the logo rather than behind the person. So what we are actually doing also with my company, we are mainly investing in personal brands of other people, of other owners, and we are helping to develop mainly the professional, mainly to develop the personal profiles, like for example here of Alex Hormozy, because like usually companies' profiles no longer get that much traction online as the people. Why is that so? Is that actually like in 2020 with the COVID, we completely changed the trending in marketing. So until 2020, it was mainly everything about logos. People were hiding behind logos, not because they would like to hide, but it was just normal that you would start a business, you would have the logo, and you would be posting, for example, about the achievements of that company, what is the revenue, and this is how you would actually create a credibility. However, since COVID, we started to move more towards the human-centered marketing and human-centered profiles, which means that people usually trust people and people buy from people. So LinkedIn is also coming from like social media, from the word social. So it's also why usually like personal profiles are doing much better than the company. And many owners and founders, they are first investing in their personal profiles and then into the company, because they understand that the profile is actually a business asset. Because the more you are investing in your personal profile, it then follows you. Whereas company, for example, is really like related to a specific topic. For example, acquisition.com is actually a company which is acquiring businesses, and this is how they make the revenue. However, Alex is actually coming like from the gym industry, from the fitness, and therefore, like for him, it's also much more interesting to invest in his personal profile, because like the personal profile is following your path. So even if you change, for example, your industry in like 5 years, and you will no longer want to do in tech, in SaaS, and you will just want to, like, for example, start to do fitness, or for example, sell food for cats or something like this, your personal profile is going to follow you. So you are creating something called social selling, so that your followers are following your path and you can change. Whereas when it comes to company, it's slightly rigid, because the company has a certain navigation, has a certain direction. And here we can, for example, also see on Instagram, like he has 4.3 million followers, whereas the acquisition.com has barely like 30K followers. So it's, again, really big difference. And here is the X account. So here he has 1 million follower, whereas acquisition.com is almost dead on X. So this is just to give you a bit of mindset, like what is the difference between like your personal profile, even like from the career perspective, that you, as a, for example, employee, you might have like a certain hobbies, you might do things aside of that, you go to your work, and you might have like for example, also some talents, like for example, painting, etc. So, and this is why we want to speak about this in your personal profile, because you never know where this will lead. Like the more you will speak about it, the more like it will actually get you the opportunities, and the more people will also associate you with these specific topics and with these specific hobbies. So here is the same, like Stephen Bartlett, he has in his experience that he doesn't even have like a diary of CEO, that he is actually host on YouTube. He has that he's founder of Steven.com, which I even didn't know about until actually I came to his LinkedIn profile. And Steven.com has barely like 50 followers on LinkedIn. Has like 50 followers on LinkedIn. So you can see like really big difference, because Steven, he has like over 3 million followers. So, so yeah. So this is about like the difference between the personal and professional profile. And now I already told you at the beginning of my introduction more about me, but I want you now understand a bit more picture where I'm coming from right now. So you know that I'm coming from the IT background, but I also want to tell you more about my current company and about these things. So I'm currently digital nomading. I'm actually calling you here in this call from Canary Islands. I'm originally from Czech Republic, but I have established actually my company originally in Belgium. And then last summer, we have expanded to the US, to Florida, with my company, which is called Marie Olivier LLC. This is also a bit for those, for example, especially for women. When I was thinking about the name of my company, I was thinking if I should name it like, I don't know, like a LinkedIn growth engine or something like this. But then I was like, you know what, like when I look at around me, I see that there are a lot of companies named after a man. So like Hollands and Barrett or other different like companies. And I was like that I will actually like make the company named after me with my second name. So Mario Levy LLC. And this is the journey. So I have currently more than 5 years of experience with personal branding, mainly on LinkedIn. I'm also in 1% LinkedIn creators on LinkedIn. So this is also important for you. Like if you want to create, for example, a personal profile, either on Instagram or LinkedIn or other social media platforms, it works, but there is a big difference in like consistency and creating content. And I think that somebody mentioned it in the introduction, is that like on Instagram, there is 47% of creators. It means that it takes really long time for people to become something like influencers, to actually get engagement, to actually start something on Instagram. Whereas on LinkedIn, there is only 1% of creators. What does it mean is that if you start to post even one time per week, you already will be seen in this 1%, which is a really big opportunity. And this is also for the people, for example, who, if you know, like on YouTube, there is like a Mr. Beast is the biggest like influencer on YouTube. And we usually like in the influencer world, we made the milestone like YouTube before Mr. Beast and after Mr. Beast. So right now, LinkedIn is like before this big influencer coming on YouTube. LinkedIn is that like a really early stage. So if you start to invest right now in creating content on LinkedIn or like starting to engage with people and like doing the networking, then it actually will bear fruits because you might have a really big potential to become the creator. Currently, my company is also like on 4 different continents where we have our clientele. And among these, also, for example, we have clients like European Commission, NATO, and Big Pharma. So it's quite considerable amount of like companies and people who are interested in LinkedIn and how to create content there because it's really important. And currently, like we are generating six figures ARR with over 150 paid clients. But in total, over these like 6 years, we actually helped over 15,000 clients, including, for example, like with digital products, etc. And it's also really important to see that LinkedIn is the growth engine for your career. The LinkedIn is growth engine also for your business, but it's not only this. So it's not only like to become the influencer, because at the end of the day, like LinkedIn itself doesn't pay you the bills if you, for example, don't upskill yourself, if you don't create, for example, some specific product, or if you don't speak about that thing that you really can do. And like I am always like telling to people, like create irresistible product or create irresistible like sense around you that really people need you in the company. And LinkedIn is the place to actually speak about this. And I'm also not only on LinkedIn, but also on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube with over 1 million views across the platform. So it's like I'm also observing like other trends across the whole ecosystem. So this is just briefly about this. And now it's also like what all of these people have like in common, like what we spoke about with Alex, with Stephen Bartlett, with me, etc. It's of course LinkedIn. And you, Kevin, you said at the introduction like that some people, they look for like investors, and we also have help startups to, for example, find investors on LinkedIn, because investors are actually going on LinkedIn as the first when they want to actually see your credibility. Because if you're a founder, if you're starting, for example, some specific startup, some specific business, then you are usually speaking about your path on LinkedIn, because you want to let people know like about what you are doing. You want to let people know about what you are building. And of course, there are like, I would say like there are 2 different startups. One startup has like a really traditional mindset of, okay, I have this amazing idea that's like millions of dollars idea that I will now invest like all of my time into development of it. And then when I develop it, I will take care of marketing and of selling, and then I will sell it. which usually doesn't work. And we usually like try to motivate startups like to start to invest in their marketing as soon as possible, because usually people, if you don't have traffic, if you don't collaborate, for example, with some influencer or people who owns the traffic, then it's really complicated for you to actually sell it immediately after you actually develop it if you don't have experience with. So usually you want to start already like documenting your journey during development of your business, during the development of your startup, so that you actually build this traffic. And then when you actually develop it, you get a return on investment. And it's really hard to get into this mindset that not only you need to develop your startup, but also actually doing a content. But then the path, it's much faster. It's much more enjoyable because people will already know you. You can appear on the stages, and even the value of your startup can even rise because people already know that you are developing this, that you are really committed founder, because you already write about it on LinkedIn. And investors usually, when they meet you, for example, in some traditional networking, in conferences where you might be exhibiting your startup, the first thing what they do, they Google your name. So, and by this, like first search is usually LinkedIn, and they want to know like who is the person who actually owns the startup, because they are investing not only in the company, but they also invest in the CEO. And I did interviews with investors in the Web Summit where we were like 2 years ago with my former company Innovatology, and we have actually interviewed investors. And really 95% of investors, they said that they are investing in the startups based on who is behind it. So who is the CEO? If the CEO is actually like really delegating the tasks, if the CEO has really like clear vision, if the CEO is really committed to the idea, because the worst case scenario for an investor is actually to invest in something that then the CEO will not actually run and will not put the energy in it. So this is the worst case scenario. So they always want to see on LinkedIn if the person is doing the networking, if the person is showing up, what are the person's values, and much more. So why is the LinkedIn the best place to be in 2026? Is what I told you about 1% content creators. So even if you start to post one time per day, then you have a really big chance of actually getting the traffic right now, and also like getting into the spheres where you even didn't have open door before. Like you can use my case with European Commission when I actually started my business, and like all of the networkings, all of the partnerships, etc., are actually coming from LinkedIn for my company. So I would not advocate if it would not work. Also, like on LinkedIn, there is 2 times bigger purchasing power. This is mainly like when you, for example, compare it with other platforms, like Instagram, for example, is more seen as a low ticket platform. By low ticket, I mean that like usually people are more like buying like smaller products, like for example, for $5, $10. Whereas like on LinkedIn, you can really find high ticket clients who wants to even invest like thousands of dollars, and there is like 2 times bigger purchasing power, and this is based on research and statistics. There are 42% larger deals, so in comparison with, for example, Instagrams and also like partnerships and other things, and 38% higher efficiency in B2B. This is mainly because like not only I am getting like high ticket clients, like people who actually want to buy my services and who are like our clients who don't want to just buy, for example, $10 product, but it also works the other way, because LinkedIn originally was created for HR. And since like our company is on LinkedIn, we don't need to really take care of HR, because people who actually like admire what we are doing, they're following our path. And then like when we are hiring, we just like write a post, normal post on my personal profile or on the company page, which by the way, right now we are hiring. And people just get in touch with us because they follow my story. They already know who Mario Levy is. They already know our colors, and we don't need to also spend that much time with onboarding. So this means the business to business, that actually like there are people out there who, for example, provide services like graphic designers, like copywriters, like sales closers, etc. And we can collaborate with these people on LinkedIn just by actually getting in touch with them or just writing our posts, and it gets a high, it gets high, it gets a high deal rate. LinkedIn is your business asset. So this, I think it's already clear right now, because LinkedIn is business asset. And I mean by this that it's like holding a Bitcoin. It is like holding a gold. It is like, for example, like buying a yacht, etc. LinkedIn and your content is a business asset that is comparable with also these things, because then already people gonna speak about you before you even enter these rooms, where you want to, for example, secure deals, secure partnerships. People will invite you to more meetings. It actually happened to me right now that my schedule like is completely booked, because people just want me to, for example, write posts about their specific companies. And my posts just got evaluated to, one post actually cost right now on my profile $700. So you can imagine like how big asset LinkedIn for you also can be, even if you're an employee, if you don't really like plan to establish the business, even by like posting, for example, like about your passions on LinkedIn, it can really get high in like future, maybe business asset. It will also provide you the independence. And you might state on your profile that none of your actually perspectives or statements are related to your employer. So this is also a possibility to actually do in the description. And I also have experience with this when I was like navigating, for example, some of my like full-time clients, when I was like working and collaborating with some companies who wanted me to be like full-time. And then I had like my own business, and it works. It's just like sometimes we feel ourselves that we are creating the limits and that what people will think about me. I mean, on LinkedIn, there are like decision makers, there are directors, and like many times, like people don't post because they're like, oh my God, like my employer will see it. Oh my God, like the employees will see it, my colleagues will see it. And you can like decide how you want to do LinkedIn. For example, if I don't want some people like actually to get notified about that I'm going live, that that I'm doing these specific things, then I just don't add them into my connections. And then like if they want to follow me, then they can, but they already see like that this is rather like more about my future or passion or like my personal profile, rather than like employers related statements and ideas. So yeah, so this is about all of this. I also put here a bit of gift. So it's 10 secrets LinkedIn features that will get you clients or opportunities. It works on the both ways because there are like many different secrets that people don't speak about LinkedIn. So you can just scan this QR code. It's completely for free. And you will get actually this PDF for free that I usually share only with my clients, where you can find like how to, for example, do the settings, how to actually do the opportunities search, etc. So you just can get your phone and put the camera on the QR code and just fill out your details, and you will get this for free. So I spoke for some time right now, so I think that we can do also some Q&A. I see that somebody is writing that join a bit late. I also joined a bit late, so don't worry. But I think that it's recorded, so it will be even with my escape from the rain and Wi-Fi issues. So you can definitely see the recording. I think Kevin will put it somewhere on the member section.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm guessing you're open to questions. I've got a question for you. I buy some time for people to collect their thoughts, and it was just you've plenty here about the value that a LinkedIn profile has, and I love the point about your personal brand rather than your employer brand. I think that's a massive takeaway for me. What do you find is the best way to drive engagement? Is there certain types of content that work well for the algorithm, or do you get more engagement from actually your interaction with other people's content?
Mhm. Yes, this is a really good question and very common. So I will also put the LinkedIn back if you will want to. I just want to use a bit of whiteboard to elaborate on this, a bit of engagement. I think that it's not in the PDF, but actually like one asset that is really like underrated on LinkedIn is actually commenting. Because like a lot of people, they think, okay, like LinkedIn is just about, for example, like to follow certain followers or to follow, for example, certain people, or like to post a comment. But actually the most underrated thing is commenting. And LinkedIn can put a new function on comments, which is that you can see like how many people actually saw your comment by number of impression. So actually like LinkedIn is seeing comment the same value. They are putting comments to same value as on posts. So by actually putting one comment out there, it's like posting one time on LinkedIn. So in this case, like when it comes to the commenting, is actually the best for the engagement, and I will tell you why. So what we usually do with our clients is that I want them to create actually 3 different lists. So one is big profiles, then the another one is small profiles, and the other one is ICP, ideal client portfolio, or like some specific goal. Big profiles are influencers. So you want to find, for example, specific like influencers in your niche, in your industry, that like where are your, for example, like if I want to target if I, for example, want to target European Commission as my future like employer or as my future client, then I would be looking at like who are other people who actually follow European Commission. So in this case, I would be looking at the decision makers like von der Leyen. She has like a really great following. I would be following like European Commission. I would be following decision makers. I would be following like activists, some like young people who are actually like doing really good and like speaking about Green Deal and all of these like mainstream topics that are actually booming. So this is just like, because I can also make this actually in the sense either like for startups, business owners, or careers. So I decided to actually make it on what I actually did at the beginning, just to give you a bit of idea what I mean. Activists and like others. So like people who have like, for example, like 10K plus followers on LinkedIn, depending on how many followers you have. So if you have, for example, like 2K followers, then you would be looking at the people who have 3K plus. But to some extent, like 10K followers on LinkedIn means like really a lot. So you want to create a list of the profiles like this. You can create a bookmark on your browser. So just you create a folder which will be called like big profiles, and you put all of the like LinkedIn profiles in that specific folder, and like every day you will go on these big profiles, and I will then tell you why and what you will do with it. And then you create a small profiles. So these are like a less than, for example, 2K followers. So it's like some people who might be like also in your niche, but they're starting, they're like posting. It might be similar people like you, and you want to make these because if you already started with some social media or with LinkedIn, you can imagine how hard it is when you post and nobody likes and nobody comments. And then there is like appearing some random stranger whose name is, for example, Jeffrey. And Jeffrey say, wow, like this post is amazing. And you are like, oh my God, Jeffrey, thank you. Thank you for commenting. And you will remember this guy because like this guy just like commented on your post, which just heard crickets. And this is what you want to do with the small profiles, because like everywhere where you will comment on these small profiles, people will remember. People will remember actually like Jeffrey, if Jeffrey is like commenting on a lots of like small profiles, and then what the people do in return, they will remember Jeffrey. They will go on Jeffrey's profile and they will also return this content. So this is mainly like small profiles are about growth. So you usually get engagement, you get growth with small profiles. Engagement means likes and comments, whereas with the big profiles, it's outreach. So it's that like you will get bigger impressions, you will get much bigger, impressions, you will get bigger following, because people, if they see that you are actually commenting on big profiles accounts, they will start to follow you because you are relevant for them. You have the same idol, you have the same actually hobbies, etc. So big profiles are mainly for outreach, whereas small profiles are for engagement and growth. And then you have ideal client portfolio. So like some really like if I'm, for example, targeting to work in European institutions, then I would just like go on like all of the European institutions on daily basis in this list, and I would be like seeing what they are currently like posting about, what are the updates, and this can also serve as a big added value in the interviews and in your daily outreach. So this is like for money, for sales, for credibility, for updates, for upskilling, etc. So the commenting is really a gateway to engagement with these three different lists that you want to create for yourself, either if you're a startup, either if you're a business owner, or if you are career oriented, because it's quite smart from LinkedIn to do this because it creates the community interactions. And if they're putting value on commenting, like for example, that it increases the statistics like followers, impressions, engagement, then people want to interact together. So it makes complete sense. It's just that people still see LinkedIn as a CV, as that they need to post, that they're like, yeah, maybe it's not interesting what I'm posting about, but the hidden gem here is actually commenting.
Nice, thanks, Marie. And does that apply to something that I find uncomfortable is if I've got actually a post that's had some really good engagement, I'm actually replying to every single person to say thanks, or yeah, great comment, or thanks. Like it looked to me, it looked a bit naff because you've got your same comment 40 times, but you are actually engaging with the individual. So does that commenting on your own posts feed the algorithm as well? So is that a valuable thing
Yes.
to do?
Yeah, so this is also a very good question. This is why actually LinkedIn gets a lots of like hate, especially for example on X. There is a lot of like people like saying, yeah, like LinkedIn is not really good platform because people are like preaching themselves, like the achievements, and it's like a lot like about only like positivity, like nobody really shares like the honesty, etc. That it's like about like yeah, saying like thank you to the post, and like it's rather like administration tasks, but. Again, like it's about like understanding the LinkedIn algorithm, because a LinkedIn algorithm, first of all, like it's LinkedIn is professional platform. It means that like people need to behave professionally, and LinkedIn has really strict policies, which means that if like 10 people are like reporting you or like blocking you, like you're out of LinkedIn. So this is creating all of the positivity, all of the rainbow around like why people are like so polite and they're not really honest about like what they think about certain companies. And then like when it comes to commenting, like many times in majority of cases, the commenting is really rigid, that people either use, for example, AI, or they just like say like thank you. But you should really see LinkedIn as like scheduling consultation with your potential employers, with your potential investors, with your potential clients, and like showcasing your insights, your knowledge. So really like trying to make conversation. So for example, let's say that I have posted today on my profile a post about like how SaaS is like rising, like how it's like really important to actually create a software as a woman in the industry, because like women, for example, don't get that much funds as, for example, men. And I would like post this on LinkedIn, and there would be like other women who would be like commenting like, yeah, this is true, we for example didn't receive funds. Or like there would be like another women like who would be like commenting like other, for example, experiences. And me, instead of like just thanking them like yeah, thank you for the comment, I would like react to it. So like create the conversation. And I would really see LinkedIn, especially if you're starting, to just like put a block in your calendar like for 30 minutes every day, and really like for 30 minutes just like use it as your consultation half an hour, where you are like providing the insights to other people's profiles, but also where you are like replying to people's questions, and to use it as like, hey guys, like I am consistent, I am like every day at 11:30 a.m. I am on my profile. You can ask me anything. I am XYZ, and I am here for you. And people will just get this consistency. Many times people do a mistake that they just try something for 1 week and then they see crickets, they hear crickets, and then they're like, okay, I'm out. I don't like it. But I have tested this on my actual Instagram profile, and it takes for people to actually register your activity. So I was actually like posting like every Monday on LinkedIn a story, every Monday on Instagram a story that I'm running at 7 a.m. And like first month, nobody actually noticed that I'm like running. Nobody like associated me being a runner. Then during the second month, people started to like notice. They started to like, okay, Marie is running. This is interesting. And after 3 months, people started to run with me. So they started to run at 7 a.m. with me on Mondays. So this is just for you to like also see like that, like the change takes time. It doesn't mean that like if you are like scheduling 30 minutes everyday consultations on LinkedIn for 1 week and then like you don't see anything, that it doesn't work. It's just like that the receivers, who are the other people who actually like see you commenting, they just didn't yet processed it. And it takes a bit of time to create personal brand. It's not like paid ads where you just put the money there and you receive immediately the outcome and you can assess the return of investment or not. But personal brand really takes time, and it's something that you want to develop also for yourself, for freedom of expression, for actually you investing in your passions, you investing in your hobbies, you investing in your career opportunities, because it's just something that you do anyway on daily basis. You are showing up at your work, you are, for example, like spending time after work with these things. So just use this as like a showcasing your knowledge. And instead of like doing after 1 week if it works or not, try it for 3 months, because 3 months it's usually like the milestone, it's the pivotal for testing, and you will see that actually like your statistics will rise. And then write me after 3 months, because like I am like 100% sure that you're gonna see the improvements.
Excellent, thank you. And then you spoke about consistency there, which feeds onto the question that Claire posed. You've half answered there, I guess, which is about how frequently do you think you should post? Is there such thing as posting too much? Will your followers get bored of your content if it's the same every day? What's your advice around that?
Yeah. People don't really get bored. It's usually like if like you feel that people get bored, it means that you are not innovating. So that you are not going with the trends, that you are not putting your brand on another level. So if you feel that like you are posting every day and like you don't get like the result that you would like to, then it means that there is a potential for like upgrading your brand with partnerships, with opportunities, and you are not like thinking outside of the box right now. So there is nothing like that people are bored with what you do. It's just that you are not upgrading the trends. But what I said about like a 1% creator, so definitely like first you want to start with posting 1 time per week, usually, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to burn yourself. So 1 time per week is completely fine. Just find the consistency, find the day, find the time that works for you, and then like slowly increase it. Usually we see really like consistent growth if you post like 3 times per week. And if you want to see like hyper growth, then it's every day. But it's like really then overwhelming, and you need to kind of like get into it, because it takes time to actually like get into the flow of like posting on daily basis. It means even during weekends. So then it's rather like about you personally, what you can actually handle, or rather than like hire, for example, marketing agency like we are, so that we can actually do it behalf you. But what we also do is that we do the digital business for like that we can also teach it to you. Not only that we do it for you, but we also have like a that you can do it yourself. We just like guide you with like many different tips. What I just actually told you in this call, we do it in Digital Business College. So if you go to my website, mariolevy.com, you will find more information about Digital Business College. It's about like masterminds, it's about like workshops and coaching, where we can actually teach you all of these practices and like really customize it based on your specific case. If you look for the PR, if you look for the opportunities, if you, for example, look for growth in your business, we can teach it to you and you can do it yourself. And then like the premium one is that like done for you when you already like know that it works for you. You just don't have time as a founder. So then we can like take it under us but the main like entry level is the Digital Business College, where we can teach you more of these practices, what I actually just shared with you in this 1 hour call.
Nice. Thank you, Marie. That's answered all my questions. We are 2 minutes short of time, so I don't think we've got time for any other questions if anybody had any, but we'll share Marie's details if you want to reach out to Marie and say follow the links to get access to her content and courses, and pop her a message if there's something you wanted to just ask straight away. More than welcome to, I believe. So thank you very much, Marie. Thanks for braving the rain for us to dash across to the other cafe, and let us know if you want to come and deliver a session, something else in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here, and get in touch in case you have some questions. And I will see you on LinkedIn. Also connect and let me know if you have some questions or feedback there. So you know where to find me.
Absolutely. Thanks, Marie. Thanks, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone. Bye.